What up? Peace, fam. People's Choice Mobile coming at you today. Today I have somewhat of a classic, not quite there yet, but I have a Porsche. What is this? A Porsche Carrera. Am I saying that right? Porsche Carrera, 96 Porsche Carrera. So today's mission, and this is an appointment, aside from all of the other places that I go to, places of business where I do employee washes and group washes. So today I am going to just do a basic spot shampoo on these carpets. I'm going to blow it out, blow out all of the debris, blow it forward. You know, that's how I do it. I blow it forward with the air, compressed air. Then I'll come back and vacuum it all up. I'll come back and spot shampoo the carpets. And once I spot shampoo the carpets, maybe wipe down the leather. The only person that really sits in here is him, so this leather needs to be cleaned up. And then from there, we're going to focus a lot of our attention on the outside of the paint. Paint is red, but it's a little dull. It still has shine to it, but we're going to go ahead and polish it out with the DA. So I'm going to use the DA. I'm going to do a two-step paint correction. So I'm going to use the DA to polish it. I don't need to buff it. I just need to clay it, soap it up, clay it with the clay mitts, and then I'll come back and polish it out with the DA. Then I'll put a wax on there. But I'll come back and let you guys see the progress of what I'm doing and how I've cleaned the carpets here shortly. With the carpets, what I'll probably do is after I blow it and vacuum it, I'll probably come back with the corner door and get the stains here, like right here. This is just the shadows of the carpet. See, once you rub it, so it's just the shadows, but like places like over here, you know, these areas right here, you know, they need to be handled. Places like that, you know, just in the corners, more or less. The fronts are not too bad, and then I have the floor mats. I'll work with the floor mats. So I'll get back with you guys here shortly, let you see my progress. Hey, what up, People's Choice Mobile LLC coming back at you. So here we are, finished product with the Porsche Carrera, 96 Porsche Carrera. The leather has been cleaned and conditioned. The dashboard and the center console is also clean. Floor mats are shampooed. And the floor mats back here also have been shampooed. And the leather seats have been done here. And then also back here too, they have been shampooed. The outside was a two-step paint correction with the DA. I used a new product that I am trying to familiarize myself with. This product is a ceramic polish. It has bits of ceramic, fine mill ceramic pieces in it. So as you're polishing, they break down and they get into the pores of the paint. So I'm really satisfied with how the end result came out with this particular vehicle. And then I followed it up with a ceramic spray wax to enhance it and give it a lasting protection. 96 Porsche Carrera red, cherry red, People's Choice Mobile LLC, 813-526-4426 or toll free 833-231-0343. Get at me at lovemycarautospa.com, lovemycarautospa.com. Peace. What up? People's Choice Mobile LLC coming back at you. Today is Wednesday, October the 30th. Today is Wednesday, October 31st. I almost lost myself. Halloween, I guess, for a lot of people. So check it out. just listening to, I think my boy Equality made a video, a little short docu-vid yesterday talking about your credit. And I wanted to piggyback off of it yet again. You know, I always kind of ask them, or I'm going to ask them before I just do it. And I don't want them to think that, you know, I'm trying to overtake his channel or something like that. But he's hitting on some good stuff. He's hitting on some real good stuff. And I think it's very important that we, you know what I'm saying, as entrepreneurs, as businessmen, and family men. You know, I don't know how many of you guys out there family man, but I'm a family man. So I think it's very important that we discuss these things. Yes, it's good to make videos about the cars you're doing and how elegant they look and, you know, all this other stuff and the products, but we also need to pay attention to what makes the business successful, how to be a businessman, how to be a smart businessman, you know, how to make your money make money. You know, there was a saying, like I said earlier in my previous video, you know, I still got my Class A driver's license, and I used to, you know, haul gas, drive a gas tanker. And me and this guy, he used to tell me all the time, you know, it takes money to make money. And that's true. It takes money to make money. Scared money don't make no money. You got to get out here. You got to be willing to do it. But with that being said, you have to understand the game and how the rules of the game work. So Equality was talking about, you know, stuff on the credit report. So we'll start there. A lot of guys, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people, he said about 65%. I'm going to up the ante on that, and I'm going to say about 80%. 80% of the stuff on your credit report is not yours, or it is inaccurate information. It is inaccurate information, it is not yours. So what you have to do, and when he was talking about the big three, you got TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. You need to go, and when you see information that's not valid or incorrect, you need to dispute it. You need to, you know, write a letter, you need to call in, and you need to dispute it. I have been fortunate. I have a friend, his name is William Crowley, and his nickname is called Credit Man. He has a business, and he does credit restoration, not credit repair, credit restoration. And I've known Will since about 1998, 1997, 1998. And he got into it, and he started doing credit restoration. He was affiliated with a company way back when, and then he started doing it on his own. The name of his company is Complete Care, and the name of his website, I believe, is bagcredithistoryrepair.com. I think that's bagcredithistoryrepair.com. Yeah, so bagcredithistoryrepair.com. And he talks a lot about, you know, credit and how the credit system and credit bureaus, how they actually work. And I've learned a lot from him, and he does this little seminars and webinars and stuff, and I picked up a lot of information from him over the years, but he goes in on that pretty well. But back to this credit, I'll say that 80% of the people, they don't even know, you know, what's on the credit, and 80% of the stuff on the credit is probably not yours or invalid. So yeah, you have to go in and you have to dispute the credit systems of bureaus, whether they be TransUnion, Equifax, or Experian. You need to go in and dispute it. Now, the unique thing that I've learned when you dispute these credit reports is that there's a difference between when the creditors, the original creditors, put something on your credit versus a third-party debt collector. A third-party debt collector is there like the cleanup man. So, and here's the thing that I'm going to explain to you guys out there that a lot of people don't understand. But please listen very closely to what I'm saying. A third-party debt collector buys the debt from, say, a creditor for pennies on the dollar. Okay, they buy that debt for pennies on the dollar, and then they will turn around and try to get you and threaten you through threats, duress, and coercion to try to make you pay that debt. But here's the thing. Through the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, again, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, you are not liable for that debt any longer. Now, how is that so? Because what happens is, say for instance, you have a Capital One credit card, or one of the, whatever these cards, American Express, and you default on the loan. So you owe them, say, I don't know, $700 or $1,000 or something like that, and you default on it. Okay, so what happens is when you default on that loan, they write it off. The creditor writes it off. They're going to get their money, whether they write it off as a business expense or they claim it on taxes. They have insurance on the fact that they loaned you a line of credit, and they're going to get that money back one way or the other. So now what happens is they put it on your credit as a write-off or a charge-off. Okay, I'm sorry, a charge-off. I think that's what they do. They put it on there as a charge-off. Now, it reflects on your credit. And when it reflects on your credit goes down. So now, what happens is the creditor can no longer attempt to collect on that debt because they have written it off. You can look all of this stuff up in the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. Okay, all of this stuff is within that act. Once a creditor writes or charges off a loan, then they can no longer collect on that particular line of credit or that loan. They wash their hands of it. And guess what that does to you? It makes your credit look bad, but at the same time, it makes you no longer responsible for that debt. This is the game that creditors play, and people understand the game, know how to play the game. So what happens is, creditor, they turn around and they sell the debt to, say, ABC third-party debt collector. The third-party debt collector will turn around and contact you and tell you that you're still responsible for the debt. And that's absolutely not true. You're no longer responsible for a debt once an original creditor charges off that credit. So yes, it is important to stay on top of your debt, your credit cards, your lines of credit. It's very important to stay on top of those things. But there are a lot of people out there who just aren't able to, who don't have the money, who have gone bankrupt, or for whatever unfortunate thing that has happened, they can no longer pay that loan or that debt back. So it goes into default. Once it goes into default, this is what happens. They write it off, usually after 90 days, they charge it off, and then after that, they turn around and they sell it to the highest bidding debt collector. That debt collector, then third-party debt collector, then calls you, and he threatens you, coerce you, to try to pay this debt through debt, coerce, and coercion, and what is it, the word I'm searching for? Through threat, coerce, and duress. They try to get you to pay this loan back. But according to the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, you no longer owe that debt. So what is your recourse then? If they're threatening you and they're telling you, hey, you gotta pay $500, and then they're reporting have to understand the rules of the game. You have to understand how to play the game. You don't have to pay a third-party debt collector. There's no need for you to get all uptight and in the bind and get your panties in a bunch because, you know, they're threatening you or telling you that, hey, you got to pay this debt back. So that's first things first. A lot of people don't understand how these things work. Now, if you decide to pay them back, then that's fine. But why pay them back if you're no longer responsible for paying them back? You would be better off keeping the money, the $500, and using it for something that you need to use it for versus paying them. But you have to know how to deal with the third-party debt collectors. Don't ever let nobody tell you you got to pay a third-party debt collector because you actually don't. You don't have to pay a third-party debt collector. You just have to know how to deal with the third-party debt collector. But hopefully you don't let it get to that point to where they, you know, charge off your account and you let it go to a third-party debt collector. But in cases that they do, this is what you would do. I'll be back in a second. All right, I'm back at you. Sorry for the temporary interruption. I had to do a quick wash on a customer's car, and then I'll come back here and finish talking to you. So I think we were last talking about the creditors and them discharging your debt. And when they discharge your debt, that no longer makes you responsible for the debt. But all of this can be found, if you read thoroughly, all of this can be found in the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. You can find that information in there. Now, I know a lot of y'all probably saying, well, but it's my debt. I did owe Capital One or Federal Express or whoever you may have a card with. I did owe them $1,000. So that is my debt. It's no longer your debt once the creditor charges it off. It's just like going into bankruptcy but not filing bankruptcy. Once they charge it off, they are prohibited by law to go after that debt again. And so what happens is they sell that debt to the highest bidder, the third-party debt collector. Now, you get all in your feelings and your mentality is, I owe that debt, so I'm going to go ahead and pay this debt collector, but you never made a contract, you never signed an agreement with the debt collector. See, that's something you guys got to understand. I'm going to say it one more time. You never signed any agreement or entered into any contract with a third-party debt collector. The debt collector may say, well, we're calling on behalf of such and such. Okay, so prove to me that you own the debt, legally own the debt. So there has to be certain protocols and certain procedures that has to be followed before they can say this debt belongs to you and you owe us. But for the most part, if you have not entered into any type of a contract with this third-party debt collector, or you haven't acknowledged the debt with them, then you're not liable for that debt. Again, it's all about threat, duress, and coercion. They can coerce you to say things that you don't understand. They can bind you up for that debt. They can threaten you by scaring you and telling you that, hey, we're going to file a lawsuit against you, and they can bind you up. They can put you up under duress, meaning that, you know, if you don't do this, then we're going to do this. We're going to garnish your wages. They can't do that. The only way they can do that is if you not answer them and then you admit to it that it's your debt. Once you admit to it and say, you know what, and you get into a contract with them, now we're talking a whole different ball game. But this is a whole nother story that I'm kind of wavering off into, but I kind of want you guys to understand the rules to the game. Get that credit straight. Make sure that you pay your bills and your debt and your creditors on time, so that way you can have the 700 and 800 credit scores, you know, that you need to get the small business loan. Another thing, the Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, the credit reporting agencies only know what you tell them. Again, they only know what you tell them, and then if that information stays consistent, that's what's usually on your credit report. The moment you go wavering off and adding stuff and different name changes or different addresses, it's because you moved a lot. See, all of these things, they look at this stuff. When you move a lot. Okay, well, you know, a creditor looks at this when he pulls your credit. You move a lot, so you're inconsistent. You know, so make sure that all your information, you know, tries to stay consistent with your reporting agencies, your credit reporting agencies. Make sure that that information stays consistent. When it comes to business credit, remember the video I previously did when I said you want to go, like here in Florida, you want to go and you want to get a fictitious business name. You have to go to sunbiz.org. Once you go to sunbiz.org, that's the Secretary of State's website. You go there, you get the information, you fill it out online, and then you turn it in and you register your LLC, your sole proprietor, whatever, your S Corp, or whatever you want to do, you register that. And once you register that, you go get your free EIN. Once you get your EIN, you can go to the bank. Now remember, Equality said that you want to go to the bank and open up a checkings and savings account. I'm saying that you want to go to the bank and you want to open up a business checking and savings account. What that bank is going to do is they're going to look at your articles of incorporation. Again, that's called articles of incorporation. So once you're registered with the state, you get an EIN, they're going to look at that online as you sit in front of them. When you talk to the bank, the people at the bank, they're going to look at that because they're tied into the Secretary of State, and they're going to look at it on their computer, and they're going to find out who you are, and if you really say you are who you say you are. So they're going to look at your credentials, and those credentials are going to be your articles of incorporation. If you can provide that to them, and you can provide them with an EIN or tax identification number, then they're going to open up a business and checking savings account. Also, this is a smart thing to do because remember I said in the previous video, you want to own nothing but control everything. You want to put everything that you possibly can into your business name because you're doing business. You're in the public, so you want to do business. And so with that being said, your vehicle, if you're using it for business, you want to put it in the business name. Your telephone, anything that you can, you want to put it in your business name. And then you want to start building small lines of credit, trade. You know, you want to open up lines of trade. This looks good because then what's going to happen is you want to go also once you open up your bank, your business checking and savings account, you want to contact Duns and Bradstreet. Again, DNB, Duns and Bradstreet. It's free. They're going to try to charge you and say, oh, we can do this and that and the third, and blah, blah. I don't want all of that. I just want to register with you guys so you guys know who I am. Duns and Bradstreet. Get registered with them. It's free. They're going to try to talk you into, you know, a $500 this and $1,000 monitoring that and blah, blah. You don't need all of that. It's free. Don't let them talk you into all of that stuff because that's, you know, it's actually free. Once you're registered with Duns and Bradstreet, you want to try and go open up some little lines of trade. And you can go to, say, the Home Depot, Staples, Office Depot, you know, little small places like that, AutoZone, you know, if you frequent AutoZone, you know, those kinds of places. Pep Boys, you want to open up a trade line with these people. You may have to use your own social security number, or you may have to be the personal guarantor. But once you open up that trade line, it's not going to report onto your personal credit. It's going to report onto DNB, Duns and Bradstreet. Again, it's going to report onto DNB, Duns and Bradstreet. Okay, so this is how you start getting and acquiring business credit. If your credit is good enough, yes, and you can go back into that same bank and you can open up or you can get a line of credit. Yes, they will look at your personal, Social Security. You'll have to be a personal guarantor, but again, it won't reflect on your personal credit. Because, for instance, what if you want to buy a house? Well, you want to kind of separate the business from the personal. So this is why they don't do it. Yes, you were a personal guarantor for the line of credit, but it's not reflecting on your credit report. It's reflecting on your business credit. So once you get your credit straight, go and get your business checking. Once you get your business checking, then go and register with Duns and Bradstreet DMB. And then once you do that, start trying to get little trade lines from little small places, like I said, Staples or Home Depot or Office Depot, places like this where you were going to frequent. Pep Boys, Advanced Auto Parts, AutoZone, places like that. Get your credit built up, your business credit built up, and then that reflects very good when you go back to the bank and you're keeping your credit intact, and then you ask for a line of credit. So these are some of the things. I'm not going to go too far deep into it, but just some of the things we have to start operating and learning the rules to the game and start operating as businessmen and women. We have to do that. We can't just go aimlessly running around and saying, yes, you're a business owner. No, it takes more than that. It takes discipline. Guys have to be disciplined. You have to get out here and you have to learn the rules of the game. So I just wanted to co-sign with what my man Equality was saying. Shouts out to him, you know what I'm saying? And I want to definitely give him a big ups for putting this stuff out here, because it needs to be addressed. A lot of the young cats out here, they trying to do their thing, and I applaud them for that. I really do. But at the same time, we have to learn how to start doing business in the business world. You can't just go out here and say, yes, I got a business. You have to learn how to maintain it. You have to learn how to get your line of credit. You have to learn how to play the games with the debt collectors. Again, and one other thing I wanted to leave you guys with, I know I'm probably giving you a lot of information, but one thing I wanted to leave you with is that your acquiescence is your guilt. Meaning that basically your silence is your acquiescence. If somebody says, a third-party debt collector says, well, you owe us this amount of money, then you always want to answer them. You never want to ignore a third-party debt collector. You always want to answer them, but you have to know how to handle them as well. So your silence is your acquiescence. Own nothing, control everything. All right, guys. People's Choice Mobile signing out. About to go make this money. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.